Right, so here we go. I'm cutting back this butterfly Brian West standard that has got huge. We took some cuttings from it for the Pelargonium and Geranium Society channel. So if you want to have a look at that, I will link it in here. So have a look at that to see sort of how I take cuttings from this particular plant to potentially go on to make other standards of this plant. So I'm just going to forward this through now because it would take hours otherwise. So I'll forward this on from this point just so you can see how I cut it back. Right, okay, so what I've basically done, I have completely tidied up the bottom and lower sort of half of this body of the standard here. Now, the key problem that I had with this standard was that it bloomed very much on the top for the show season. Now, what I need to do is try and aim to get more bloom around the middle and bottom part of this standard. So I'm not actually hacking back. There's a lot of young shoots down in this bottom part. So I'm going to leave them. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the standard much lower down, cut down this top part relatively hard, just to encourage more sort of growth out of this bottom part in order to boost the bloom for the show season. Now, it's always relatively tricky to get things going really well for the middle part of June. It's never that easy, but I'm going to do my best to do it. Right, so I've got a bigger pot underneath the bench there. I'll get that out, sit this pot on top and cut back this top part a bit harder. Okay, we're just about getting down there now. I've actually took quite a bit of doing, to be quite honest. There was quite a few dead leaves. Now, in the autumn, I will obviously give this quite a big de-leafing, like I do most of my zonals. It's required really to get them through the winter, to try and reduce the amount of botrytis that gets on the stems. So this will be de-leafed to a certain extent. I mean, I have actually been sort of taking off like that one, some of the larger stems. But I don't think that's too bad. I've just really pushed down now the top here in order to get some growth pushing out at the base. I suppose the comment is, why don't I cut these down as hard as I do the sort of show pot plants, which are all down that end and I can't easily get to now at the moment. Have I got any up this end? I haven't really. Well, I've got one or two regals that are beginning to grow back through. But the reason I don't is because with a standard, of course, we're wanting to get bulk into that head. So I don't cut them back quite as hard as the as my sort of other basic pot plants. I'm still seeing loads of dead leaves here, so I'm just getting in and picking those out as I talk. But that's the reason. I mean, we're wanting to get size. Standards are all about size, so we're wanting to get a really sort of big head going on standards. So there we are. I think the shape is more or less there. You could perhaps argue that I could take this stem off here. So that's sticking out like a sore thumb, that is. So I will probably do that. Let's have a look. Sticking out all on its own, this one. There we are, that's better. Got rid of that lump sticking out the top there. Get rid of that. And I think that's fine. We're done for now. Let that grow on a little bit now in the late summer period. It'll be de-leafed and then it will get a stop around about sort of January, February time for the show. So that's it for this one, and I'll see you again hopefully in another one fairly soon. Bye bye for now.